We didn't even know the first scout team would work.
One of the visions of Pottstown is just go crazy, go stupid. Like, it's just supposed to be a fun time.
I wish there was something like this growing up, something that kids can look forward to and strive to be.
It takes months in advance to plan something like this.
Every team here wants to play you. You're most likely going to get some competitive games. You're going to come in and you're going to be the hunted. The Pottstown Scout Team is about creating a fun baseball environment, showing kids, not just the players on the team, but the players that are watching online, that baseball is supposed to be fun, that sports are meant to be fun. For us, it's about creating an experience for the players. It's more than just playing a tournament. It's more than just putting a team together. It's about creating an experience that they will remember for a long time and something that's just different and unique to the content world.
We didn't even know the first scout team would work. But then all the views it got over 1 million views on a lot of the videos, was pretty incredible, mind-blowing actually, that myself and my friends that I do it with have the capability of attracting such a large audience and viewers that appreciate the work that we do.
One of the visions of Pottstown is just, hey, go out there. We're gonna mic you up. We're gonna give you these fun, different challenges you gotta do. And the goal is to just have fun and win prizes and help you remember why you play the game. It's because it's a game. It's for kids. You're supposed to have fun doing it.
I'm really just excited to see the kids' smiles on the field, honestly. My favorite part about baseball was just being with friends and laughing and enjoying every moment, whether it was games, practices, just being with one another. So I'm really excited to see those guys enjoy baseball again.
The first step is to choose a date and tournament for the team. And you guys might think, hey, that's easy. Well, it's not. For this team that we just did, it took us 3 months. We have to make sure it's a tournament that's going to have, more than 2 or 3 teams in it. We need a team. We want a tournament that's going to be competitive. We have to make sure there's no big tournaments because we could lose half the players that sign up for our team. So we got to really be selective in terms of just choosing what weekend and what age group we're playing, and then we have to choose the rosters.
Yeah, the application process is, I think a lot of people don't really realize how difficult that process really is. Our first couple teams, we probably had 2,000 to 3,000 applications. Now our teams are leaning closer towards 5,000 to 10,000. From the moment we post that application to the moment we select a roster, it is probably 2 to 3 weeks of going through it, and it really is difficult putting a roster together.
From a business standpoint, sometimes it can be overwhelming having to sit there and scroll for hours through tons and tons of Google Sheets, Google Forms, and reading names, reading secret talents, things like that. For a personal reason, it feels pretty cool knowing that everyone wants to play for you. I mean, it's pretty cool. Can't complain about it. It just stinks that knowing that you have the power to make a team and you can't pick everyone, right? I know it would make every kid's dream to be on Pottstown, and we can only make so many come true.
Our goal is to be able to make more of these so that more players have the opportunity to do this down the road. And for the time being, it's going to be a very selective process, but that's just the way it's going to be for a little bit. But at the end of the day, people ask us, do you have to be a Select Fest player? Do you have to be the best player in the country to make Pottstown? And truthfully, the answer is no. We look for so many different things when we're going through these applications. We are at tournaments all the time. We have awarded plenty of spots to players that we have just seen in person, whether they're balling out or they come up to us and talk to us and you can just tell that they're personable or they would be comfortable in front of a camera. These are all things that are important to us. We're going to try to field a roster that's going to give us the best possible opportunity to have a really positive representation of what Pottstown Scout Team is supposed to be. And so whether that's your ability to backflip or your ability to just speak well in front of a camera, these are things that to us is sometimes more important than your talent on the field. We recognize that there's more than 12 good players in every age group. That is just the way it is. So we're going to take a team that we think is the best for what we're trying to do. And at the end of the day, we're a content team. So we're going to take the players that we feel like are entertaining.
If we met you at a tournament and you were the funniest guy alive, you have a legitimate chance to play for Pottstown. For this team we just did, Dalen, he just flexed in our player's face, and we were like, we want him.
Calvin threw a pass ball, and I stole from second to home, and like, you know, we were feeling the vibe, so I had to like give something off, and I put my hands up like this to Calvin. Everybody went crazy. It was fun, man.
Walk me through what it was like when you first found out that you actually made the team. Like, how did that feel?
I was just like very excited. I just like couldn't believe that I actually made a team. This last week, I couldn't go to bed because I was just so excited.
It felt amazing. It was a blessing to get picked to play for Pottstown, being with all the kids and coaches and getting all the gear.
It was really amazing. I've been following Pottstown for about 2 or 3 years, and it was just a blessing to be a part of the Pottstown.
Played Fortnite, and then my dad called me down, and he was like, "Oh, you made Pottstown." And then after like the roster came out, you know, it felt great because I knew I would get this opportunity, and it's just a once in a lifetime.
We did this really cool team event thing, and the amount of time it took to find the house and to find out how we wanted to set up this team event, I mean, the amount of hours we spent. Like, we came down to Florida, built shelves, took it apart, and then stored it in a locker just for this team event.
You know, from the moment they walked in, we wanted them to turn and see all the gear we had for them and just be blown away, and that was exactly what we had. So we had our bookshelves set up, we had lights, we had AirPod Maxes in a bookcase, we had bats in a bookcase. Something different, but something to give them to remember.
Welcome to the 12U Pottstown Scout Team. Excited to have you guys here.
Well, personally, I was in shock because I didn't expect all of that. Like, I don't know how I even took that home last night. There's so much stuff, but you know, it was just joy and happiness.
It's a culmination of a lot of effort, stress. It kind of just shows that everything kind of paid off. It takes months in advance to plan something like this and make sure all the details are perfect. Making sure the team event works, the house, make sure all the coaches can stay in there, everyone has a good time. We want the players to have a good time, but we also want the coaches and all the people that come out here to film for us. We want to make sure they have a good time as well.
Yeah, what up guys? My name is Ryan Rail. I'm one of the camera guys here at Pottstown. This go around I was in charge of filming a documentary style video that you are currently watching right now. In the past I've been positioned behind the plate, helped out with some short form content side stuff, pretty much done a little bit of everything, and then sometimes I'll travel around with the CS99 guys as well to watch videos like the IMG DIL video and the Clemson video as well. So when I first showed up, I was really one of the only camera guys that was hired to be out there. I was filming behind the plate. Moen was running a mic'd up camera. Rob's girlfriend was running a mic'd up camera. And I was just vibing behind the plate, dude. Like, I was just having a good time. And now it's just evolved into, I think we had almost 8 creatives out this weekend, and we literally have like the Avengers, as Hutch says, the Avengers of the creative space of baseball. And it's just really cool to see how it's evolved.
The content, it just gets better. Like, let's be real, it just gets better. The prizes. Oh, gear package day for a baseball team. What do you expect? Maybe a glove, maybe how about AirPod Maxes? Like, come on, like, give us some credit, guys. It's kind of getting crazy out here with the content.
Yo, we should go see a Phillies game tonight.
Yo, wake up. I saw SeatGeek had some good deals on Phillies tickets tonight.
SeatGeek?
Yeah, SeatGeek.
Oh, I've heard about SeatGeek.
Yeah, dude. Look it up.
Okay, it's already up.
We want to give a special shout out to SeatGeek for sponsoring today's video. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app.
With the MLB back in action and the NHL and NBA playoffs underway, as well as the NFL season being released, you can get tickets to over 70,000 different events on SeatGeek.
SeatGeek rates all their tickets on a scale of 1 to 10. Green is good, red is bad, and we know after purchasing our tickets for tomorrow's game, we're good to go with SeatGeek's buyer guarantee.
Use code Pottstown10 for 10% off the next set of tickets you buy through SeatGeek. Click the link in our description to download the app and have our code automatically added to your account. Thank you, SeatGeek. Let's get back to the video.
And then we go into the practice day, and you know, people might think, oh, well, you got to practice really hard with these guys because they're so good. But you know, they work so hard. This practice is chill. We'll do challenges, we'll do BP, you know, we're just laughing, smiling, you know, filming content with them, things to remember them by. They might not remember taking 100 ground balls at practice, but I promise they'll remember if they did a 3-legged fielding challenge or if they did a drunk goggles home run derby, right? Those are the things. Keep it lighthearted so that way when they go in this tournament, they just know it's about fun.
What are you most excited for this weekend?
To win the ring, just keep the legacy going for Pottstown.
So after media day, after practice day, what goes down next?
The real fun begins. Let's go.
Yeah, game one was great. We came in, we were excited. The players, obviously, game one is usually that game where the players are the most excited, right? It's their first time in a Pottstown uniform, but also it's a time for maybe some nerves and some jitters. This was not really the case. I mean, Braden Worthen leadoff bomb. Like, that's something that honestly was different with this team, I think, compared to some other teams. We've had some slower starts, maybe you would say, for some of the previous teams, but these guys came out, they handled the pressure extremely well.
Our guys just hit. I mean, I can't say it enough that they just mashed baseballs. We hit so many homers, I can't even remember who hit them.
Either way, it was fun. I think the players had a good time just getting a little bit of an introduction to what the Pottstown Scout team is going to be like. We had a lot of players asking, like, is this what it's always like, having fans kind of just huddling behind the dugout and screaming your name and asking for autographs and asking for pictures and asking for free handouts, whatever that might be. So it was a good opportunity for them to just kind of, you know, dip their toes in the water a little bit and see what it's going to be like. And, you know, it all kind of led into day two. Game two was probably the craziest day that we've had at Boomba. It was probably the biggest crowd we've had at Boomba in all our times of being here. This is now our 4th team here in Sanford, so probably the biggest crowd we've ever had. And the players handled it extremely well. It was a great game. It went 3 innings, and so that was probably one of those games that we were looking for. It didn't happen in game one, but it was just fun watching those guys go out, ball out, compete, play a bit more of a competitive game. I mean, we're always looking for competitive games at the end of the day. It's more entertaining to watch, it's more entertaining to play, and it's more entertaining for the fans to just be a part of. So game two was great. We finished it off with a birthday bomb from Carlo Rivero, which led us to go sneaker shopping at the mall, which, again, another idea that literally was spawned the night before. That was an idea that we came up with probably at midnight or 1 in the morning, the night before we played game two.
We just went and got Nike Dunks for an entire team. Like, does that happen often? I don't think so.
Ooh, first game today. We were up 2-0 early, but the pitcher was throwing well for the other team. At one point it was 2-2. They had bases loaded, 1 out, and we found a way to get out of a jam, and we ended up scoring 2 more in the next inning, but it was a great game, and everyone battled. You know, not every game is a blowout, and it just showed that, like, our guys came to fight. Yeah, like, we may be a content team, but we do teach baseball etiquette, and we do teach them that, like, you can't just walk into games and expect to win. And you know, they felt the pressure a little bit, but they handled it well and came out on top.
Yeah, literally all our playoff games on bracket day were very competitive, very close. Every team that comes into the tournament, and this is what we tell the players ahead of time, is you're gonna come in and you're gonna be the hunted. Every team here wants to play you. You're most likely gonna see their best pitcher every single time you get on the field with the team. And so you're most likely gonna get some competitive games. It hasn't always happened, but today we were fortunate enough to have 3 really competitive playoff games, and being on the sideline, you're thinking about a lot of different things. One, you're thinking about the player, you're thinking about, you know, in moments where they're down, how can you lift their spirits up and get them excited? What can you do from a content standpoint is another thing we're thinking about, like what piece of content can we do? There's certain moments where in a really close, tight game that we are not going to introduce a new challenge to the players until the game kind of eases in a little bit.
What's up? So my name is Hutchie Zell, aka LBM Prods. I do digital marketing and content creation. I handle a lot of short form content for them, from day-to-day stuff, or it's a edit for YouTube video. I handle a lot of that kind of stuff. You know, you really try to tell a story through edits, but you also try to help people feel like they're really there. So whether that's live content or that's photos or, you know, everything kind of in between.
Game 4, down 1-0, we come back, we put up 3. We're fighting, we're battling. Braden Nims is on the mound. He's throwing 80 at 12 years old, which is absolutely insane. He's also hitting bombs. I think he hit a ball like 93 over the center field wall. But you know what? That other team, shout out to them, man. They battled. They hit a grand slam to go up 5-3 on us. They got close, but Cash Tellez hit a homer, brought us 5-4, and then we came out on top. We brought in Ethan Palacios after that, and he just absolutely dominated going the rest of the way for us, and we were able to hold on 6-5.
Even in those moments where, you know, the other team was hitting home runs or even one of the teams hit a grand slam, our players didn't you know, waver at all. They handled the pressure extremely well, like I said, all weekend, and it's just been fun to watch them go out there, ball out, compete, and just do what we do at Pottstown extremely well. Like they understand what we do here is a little bit different than their team.
Game 5, championship, baby. Energy's high and confidence is high. I mean, not everyone on the team is a rowdy guy, and you're not always gonna have rowdy guys, but I could feel the energy. They knew they were gonna win, and they were confident every step of the way. Yeah, so the team we played brought in a guy. He was throwing pretty hard. He was matching Carlo in the first inning. Both went 3 up, 3 down with 3 Ks. So we knew we were gonna be in a dogfight, but then, you know, Carlo batting 4 for us, leading off. It's an absolute bomb. I mean, helping his own case, and Nims follows up with a 2-run homer right after. So once we got that 3-0 lead, you know, we could feel like we were gonna take that victory early on. Game continues on, it's competitive, it's flowing, you know, and we get to 4, and then all of a sudden, they just have a huge breakout inning. A 3-run homer and a 2-run homer, and just like that, they're up 5-4, and you know, pressure's mounting a little bit, but I'm proud of my guys, and I know they were gonna fight, and they didn't back down whatsoever. You know, they kept grinding at bats. It wasn't always pretty in the middle of the game, but after they put up a 5 spot, we responded right away with a 5 spot, which is the perfect inning right there, right? Like if you give a 5 and you come back in and respond with 5 and get your lead back, you know, that's every coach's dream. And you know, they just went out there and fought. They added on another one. We brought in Cortez on the mound last 2 innings, and he found a way to get the job done, and the kids got to celebrate on the field.
Everyone on Sunday came out to play, so it was fun. They gave us good competition. I'd rather have a good game than run rule somebody.
Luckily today we came out on top of it all, but watching the players just celebrate and just jump for joy and just have a great time at the end of the game and take pictures with the trophy was just a ton of fun. And for the players it's over. For us it's still just the beginning of probably a 3-4 week process of putting content together, sending pictures to players, sending videos to players, posting short form and long form pieces of content, and hopefully getting it up on time. For us, it's about creating an experience for the players. It's more than just playing a tournament. It's more than just putting a team together. It's about creating an experience that they will remember for a long time, and something that's just different and unique to the content world. You know, we wouldn't be doing anything else right now if we had any other choice. This is like the greatest job in the world and the greatest group in the world to do it with. So it's been a lot of fun.